Here is a puzzle. You see a few examples of a grid changing into another grid, and your job is to figure out the hidden rule, then apply it. Most people get this in a few seconds. Now here is the strange part. On the newest version of this test, ordinary people score around 100%. When this version launched in March 2026, the most advanced AI on Earth scored about 0.5%. Even now, as of late July, after one striking jump, the best system only reaches about 30, while ordinary people still triple that on sight. This test is called ARC, and it was built by one researcher, on purpose, to measure the single thing today's AI is worst at. So what is that thing? And how can an AI earn a gold medal at a math Olympiad, yet fail a puzzle a child solves on sight? Let's open it up. First, what the puzzle actually is. Each task gives you a handful of examples, an input grid of colored squares, and the output grid it turns into. 2 or 3 pairs, that's all. From those, you have to spot the one transformation that explains every example, and then produce the correct grid for a brand new input. Look at this one, a hollow shape, and the space inside it fills with color. Once you see it, it's obvious. You could do 100 of these, and every single one hides a different rule. And here's what makes IRC different from almost every other AI test. Every puzzle is new, not new to you, new to everyone. You cannot study for it, because the answer isn't written down anywhere, and the exact rule has never appeared before. There's no language, no trivia, no facts to look up, just a few things a small child already understands. Objects, counting, symmetry, simple geometry, which means ARC isn't testing what you know. It's testing whether you can figure out something you have never seen. To see why that matters, you need the idea at the heart of all this. From the researcher who built ARC, François Chollet, his claim is deceptively simple: skill is not intelligence. A calculator is superhuman at arithmetic, but nobody calls it intelligent. Being good at a task just means you, or someone, practiced it. Real intelligence, Chollet argues, is something else. How efficiently you can pick up a brand new skill from very little experience, not what you can already do. How fast you can learn to do something you couldn't. And this exposes a trick hiding inside almost every AI headline. With enough data, you can buy skill. Show a model millions of examples of a task, and it will get superhuman at that task, without becoming one bit more general. The high score tells you the model was trained hard. It does not tell you the model can think. So Chollet designed ARC to be unbuyable. Because the puzzles are novel, no amount of memorizing old answers helps. To score, you cannot recall. You have to reason on the spot. Which is exactly where a language model struggles. Underneath, a large model mostly does one thing. It has absorbed a staggering amount of text and examples, and it answers by blending together the closest things it has seen before. Memorize, match, apply. That is astonishingly powerful when the answer resembles something in its training, but an ARC puzzle is built to resemble nothing. There is nothing to match, and for years this showed. As models got 1,000 times bigger, then 10,000 times bigger, their score on ARC barely moved off 0. Now, this is the part most people get wrong, so let's be precise. AI did not stay stuck. Something changed. A newer kind of model doesn't just answer instantly, it stops and works, generating and testing many lines of reasoning before committing, almost like searching for a small program that fits the puzzle. And on the original ARC, that leap was enormous. Older models scored 0. Then, at the end of 2024, one of these reasoning systems crossed 85% on that first version. So no, it is not that AI cannot reason. On those puzzles, it learned to. So Chollet did the only honest thing. He made a harder test. If brute force searching through millions of guesses could crack the puzzles, that isn't intelligence, it's just expensive. So the second version added a cost limit and stripped out the shortcuts. And then the third version, the one from the hook, changed the game entirely. Instead of a static grid, it's a tiny interactive world with no instructions at all. You are dropped in, told nothing, and you have to explore, discover the goal yourself, and figure out how it works. And there, the gap snapped wide open again. People, around 100%. The best AI scored about 0.5% at launch, and by late July 2026, it had climbed to about 30, still far from people, but no longer nothing. So what is that gap really? It is the difference between crystallized skill and fluid intelligence. Crystallized skill is everything you have already learned and stored, facts, procedures, patterns. That is where AI is now superhuman. Fluid intelligence is the raw ability to face something genuinely new, with no playbook, and make sense of it anyway. A 5-year-old dropped into a strange game will poke at it, form a guess, and figure out the rules. That improvised, from-scratch understanding is the thing memorization cannot fake, and the thing ARC is built to measure. Chollet is now betting his career on closing it. He left Google, where he built one of the most used AI tools in the world, to start a company called Ndea, and his bet is not simply a bigger model. His idea is that a machine facing a new problem should do what a programmer does, not recall an answer, but write a tiny, exact program that explains it, searching through possible rules guided by intuition until one fits perfectly. Programs, not just patterns. Whether he is right is genuinely unknown, but the target is clear. And this is why ARC matters far beyond a leaderboard. It is a kind of compass. Every week, some new model shatters some benchmark, and we all wonder, is it actually getting smarter, or did it just study the test? ARC is designed so you cannot fake it, which makes it one of the clearest views we have of the real gap between impressive and general. That gap is why an AI can earn a gold medal in mathematics and still lose to a puzzle a child solves on site. Raw skill and real intelligence are not the same thing, and now there's a test that can tell them apart. There is a $2 million prize open right now for anyone whose system can close this gap, and every serious lab is pushing on it. So this is not settled science. It is the frontier, being fought over as we speak. This channel is starting a series on the people redrawing what the word intelligence even means, and on the ideas that might get us to real machine intelligence explained one at a time. If you want to actually understand where AI is going, and not just the headlines, subscribe. The next puzzle is a good one.